Hello, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, and everybody in between.
It is 8:30 in Vienna, which means it's time for It Should Be About Something.
That's right.
Tonight, it is the 30th of December, 2021.
And it is episode number 56, the Between
The Years Spezial. Yes.
Hello.
Jim,
Michael.
how was your week? Actually, how was your 3 weeks?
How was your forever?
Was it 2? Was it 3?
It's been forever.
Yeah, we also did a ton of shit though.
We did a ton of shit.
I was thinking yesterday, it feels like 6 weeks. Kind of.
It does.
But it was only 2.
You know what?
So should we slurp?
We haven't been able to slurp at all for a long time. So, hey, slurpers, get your slurp on. Yeah.
Damn, I'm having a good slurp today because I think this is my day for slurping and not so much tomorrow. So Jim's going to be doing the tidying up after the show.
Oh my goodness. The 23rd was the last time we...
The 23rd?
No, the 16th?
The 18th was the last time I saw you.
The 18th was the last time we saw each other.
You did the show. No,
That's
you
right.
guys did the show and I joined you afterwards.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. It was super fun, the run of the English Lovers. And I spoke to somebody who saw the show and they were really thrilled with everything about it. And they said they thought it was so nice how how we've gotten even smoother with
Yeah.
smoother with the stuff.
It was a pretty good looking. It was a nice looking show. I think
Yeah.
we did a pretty good job of making it look nice. But I gotta say, and I really mean this, I don't ever want to do another fucking streaming show in my life. Like, if I never do another streaming show in my life, I will not miss that shit.
Yeah.
It's nice, but that's it. It's just no fun. It's not enough fun to justify all the pain you have to go through.
Yeah.
You know, at least doing the Christmas show, you know, we'd be at each other's necks for the 1 week run up, and it would be all hustle and bustle and blah 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 blah, and then we'd get out and do a show, and there's 100 people a night sitting in there having a good time.
Yeah.
And you just get pulled, you get sucked into everything that's going on. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
Right? There's so much energy in the room.
Yeah.
But doing a show for a camera and everybody's like, it ain't no fun.
No. But you know what is fun? Christmas is fun.
Christmas is fun, yeah.
So that time after the show was fun.
Yeah. Like, I haven't adhered to my diet since the 19th of December.
Yeah.
And I got on the scales today and I've gained 2.5 kilograms. It's impossible to gain 2.5 kilograms between the 19th and the 30th of December. So I'm going with, it's not weight that I've gained, it's undigested Christmas food that's still inside me.
I hear you. I mean, there was this one time, I remember I was flying over to the States to get to Seattle for a festival, and I'd flown over early to meet some friends and family or whatever, and I was like a week. Huh? Yeah, I was meeting the drug dealers. So I'm there a week, and I meet Bronwyn, an English lover, a week later somewhere. And she looks at me, she's like, what the hell happened to you? And in that week, I had gained like a good 10 kilos. I had to buy new pants because nothing would fit. And it was, the only thing I could imagine was it was just being home again and having all these foods and just, you know, America is just every American bite has more calories.
You could feed India on that.
Yeah, and I gained so much weight in these 7 days. I mean, literally 7 days. I had to buy new pants.
Fucking hell.
Over Christmas, I definitely gained some weight. I can always feel it because I put on my Isbaz vest.
Yeah.
And it's fitting a little tighter than it should.
Yeah, I've sworn that I'm never gonna buy new suits again. Like, I want the suits that I've tailored suits, right? So I want those tailored suits to last me a lifetime, like they should, because the material will last a lifetime. So I just got to make sure that I kind of stay within the city limits of the suits that I've paid for.
I think that's a really good way to go about it. And at my birthday recently, I put on a suit that I have owned. No, it wasn't even that. Not in my birthday. We went out for dinner recently, and I put this suit on, and I hadn't put it on for about 15 years. I just was like found it in the closet. I'm like, oh, I haven't had this.
Yeah.
And it fit, cool. Man. It fit great.
That suit that you and I went and selected for my wedding.
Yes.
I tried wearing the vest.
Yes.
That suit a couple of years ago, and I couldn't close it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like, okay, fine. You need to get on top of this. You need to do something about this.
Right.
And I can fit it back into that suit. So I'm quite happy about that. But yes, incredible the way that it's incredible to me about ingestion of foodstuffs is how little you can actually get by on.
Yeah.
And
how quickly it goes.
And nothing changes.
Yeah.
And then you kind of start thinking about, boy, that's why I've been gaining all this weight, because I can get by on this and I'm not losing weight. So imagine how much weight I was gaining every fucking week.
Yeah.
Eating all that other stuff I was eating.
Yeah.
And then obviously I think your body also becomes more
tolerant and
you're wasting stuff as well if you're eating more. But still, you know, it's crazy. There's one thing about sticking to the city limits of your suit is that the shape of your body changes the older you get. Like my hips are way wider than they were, even when I'm skinny. even when I'm the thinnest I can possibly be, my hips are, I can't fit into trousers that fit me when I was 19.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like your bones get bigger.
Yeah.
You do get bigger bones.
Your bones get bigger.
Excuses. Yes, this is the Christmas edition of Ispas. It's all about making up reasons for why you're as fat as you are.
Hey, we're between the years, people. It's the between the years special.
It's the between the ribs special. It's
And
like, how much you got between your ribs?
between the years, nothing counts. No
Yeah,
holds
that's right.
barred.
That's right. Be the least impressive version of yourself.
Exactly.
Or the heaviest.
I am definitely the heaviest.
Let's check out who's here.
Yeah, let's say hi.
Okay, view through trees. Local, definitely. Call me. I will hook you up. He composes music for money. Money for
Follower
music.
of Clay. Hello. Pavlov's
View through trees,
dog.
yes.
Hello.
Pavlov, nice to see you. I was thinking about you today. It's nice for you to join us again.
Muchado. Verena. Hello, Verena.
Waving at the screen.
Everybody wave to Verena.
Happy between the years, Philly Girl 1000.
Hello, Philly Girl 1000.
Found another bottle of mead. And Christina's here.
And Christina's here.
Yeah,
The lady of your loin.
the carrier of my seed.
Wow. Hey, Christina, you should get like Visitenkarten made. Hi, I'm Christina Lasmulik, carrier of Michael Smulik's seed. Call me. Dang. Speaking of children, how was 2020? Oh, Sukkergoosvee in the house.
Sukkergoosvee in the house. Nice.
Was the Christkind good to you? Was Santa Claus around?
Yeah, the Christkind was good to me. Well, so we basically said, okay, so we got a lot of things coming up that we need to pay for.
Yeah.
So let's not give each other Christmas presents.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you.
And I was very good about doing that.
You were really good about not getting a present. Got all my non-Christmas shopping done right away. What I did was
I excelled.
What I like to do is on those years where I'm not giving presents, I like to figure out who I'm not giving a present to, like right at the beginning of December, and then not have to think about it ever again. Yeah. And so you get that done early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was going to be. It wasn't going to be easy because Christina loves Christmas and loves giving presents. So I got the Christmas present that she gives me every year, which is a new calendar of like all of our adventures that we had in that year, and there's photographs of it. So she makes a calendar, and there's like a page a month calendar with photographs of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So I got that.
Nice.
And it's really cool because she's been doing it so long that we now have a collection of calendars on one wall, and we can change the month every month and see this is what we did in 2013, this is what we did in 2014, 2015, 2016, and we've got every month.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that. That's nice.
So I got a calendar, and the first page of the calendar is a picture of a belly.
Right.
Which is impressive. He's got a very impressive belly.
Yeah.
So that's what I got, and then there was some small things for like we got. Mm-hmm. Like a wok.
A wok?
I've really been wanting a wok for a while. So
Uncle Roger would be proud.
Now have a wok. I have a calendar wall. Yes, Follower of Clay, I have a calendar wall. I have a wall that is just for calendars. There's nothing else on the wall.
Nothing else.
Just calendars.
Just calendars.
Yep.
That's what he's got.
And I got lots of space left on the wall for more calendars.
Michael's the king of time.
I'm the king of collecting shit too.
He's the king of collecting calendars.
I wish I could collect time.
He's the calendar collecting king.
Like I could collect time and then use it later when
If
I need it.
I could save
like,
time in a bottle.
I don't feel like getting up this early today.
I'd like to do. Yes.
Yeah, but top of my list for Christmas prezzies was the 23rd. We went and had an organ screening.
An organ screening.
Baby's organ screening.
Were they really small? Did they have tiny keys?
Organ screening, not organ playing. We're looking inside the babies.
Oh.
It's weird. It's weird because they're see-through. They're still see-through at this point, right? They're about so big and see-through. So you can see their organs, you see their heart beating, and you can see their kidneys and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you can see most of their bones as well.
Yeah.
So my son yawned while we were checking this out. So it's,
whoa!
But you can see, but all you can see is the skeletal head.
Right.
So his skeletal head's going to come. it's and it's endearing in a very kind of alien-esque weird way.
Yeah.
It's
kind
of nuts. And so now that like the next couple of months, so everything's good with both of them. Right? They've all got all the bits that they need inside.
The babies got their bits.
They got all their bits.
Babies got the bits.
So the next 3 months, apparently they will no longer be see-through anymore, because they like start gaining fat.
And it's harder to see through the fat.
To see through the fat.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Interesting.
When did they get their tattoos?
Well, we figured we'll do that when they're here, and then they can kind of decide.
Oh no! See, no. The whole new thing is in vitro.
In vitro tattoos.
In vitro tattoos. Yeah. The younger you are, the cooler. So
I see.
all the new kids, all the new babies, they're getting tattoos like "born to be born," like super tough. Okay. Piercings too.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
little baby. My first piercing.
My first piercing.
My in vitro piercing.
Well, maybe we can get them tattoos that say "pierce here" with an arrow. Do not pierce here.
So that's a really good Christmas present, though, to know that the babies got their bits.
Yeah, babies got their bits.
And
it's
they're
a
getting
pretty good Christmas present. Yeah.
And that belly's just going to keep getting bigger.
It's impressive. It's like, I never thought it would be impressive in this way every day for so many days running.
Right.
So since September which was when we could see like the first little bulge.
Right.
It's been a kind of revelation every day because it changes it's bigger every day. So every time I see that belly, I'm like, fuck, that's huge. And the next day, it's bigger. And it's like, when's it going to stop getting bigger? Like, how much bigger is it going to get? It's like, when I hug her, the belly's in the way. Like
right.
The belly is the first part of her
Oh, it's just there's
that
more
I make
of
contact.
her to love.
It's not all her. Some of that's two other persons.
Well, yeah, I suppose you're right.
But it's like when we move,
there's sort of a symbiotic thing happening.
When we move towards each other, the belly is the first thing that I run into.
Sure, I get that.
Which is weird.
Yeah. It's like that automatic belly bumper.
Yeah. It's a belly bumper.
A big quick hello to Amy Stokes.
Honest.
Amy Stokes in the house.
Table.
I'm not sure what VARC Tech means, but I like it. VARC Tech.
Who's Amy? Do you know who Amy Stokes is?
I don't.
Have you met Amy Stokes?
Maybe I have. I don't know. Hi, Amy. And Tukagus Faye asks, how does Jim feel about babies? Well, I can tell you, I kind of like babies, as long as they're not my babies. Big fan of the babies. I've been known to hang out with some babies. I like babies when they are like around 4 months old. Like when they're really young, they all look the same. They all look like little pieces of alien poop. I'm sorry, of course, yours look beautiful. But mostly they look like little pieces of alien poop. And then once they get out of that Canouchi phase, like when they're around 4 months, getting on into there, then babies start to become fun, because they can see the whole way, and then you can kind of like play with them and see where they're going with stuff. And then I like babies. I mean, how long is a baby? Up until 2? When they start to walk, do they become? Are they no longer a baby when they are toddlers?
I was gonna say they stop being babies when they start talking and not pooping in nappies anymore.
Oh, that could be a long time for other things. Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
The talking thing?
There's a lot of, well, they're like talking, there's a lot of talking going on already at like 18 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they're
but,
not
but
a
I'm
baby?
saying it's like a grey zone.
Right. So, okay. Up until...
It's like walking upright
Yeah.
without nappies.
Right. Walking upright without nappies. Once they're toilet trained, they're no longer a baby.
Yeah.
Toilet training is what separates us from the baby.
And there's also that physical thing. That physical thing. Like their bodies stop looking like baby bodies and actually start looking like
small humans,
small adult
old people.
Small.
I love it when babies look like you look at the baby and you know exactly what they're going to look like when they're 64. You look at this baby and you're like, that is not a baby. That is a 65-year-old Ed Asner impersonator.
65-year-old Ed Asner impersonator. That's a career choice right there.
That is a career choice.
Get that tattooed on that baby.
So, what do I think about the babies? From a distance, I like the babies. I like to be able to give the babies back, but I will hang out with the baby or two. Yeah.
He was making up things for my babies to do when they're here, like clean his yard and shovel snow on his terrace.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not when they're babies, but once they can move.
Once they're out of the nappies and
I had
they
a
can
buddy
walk
who-
up the stairs. Well, if you can walk up the stairs, if you're old enough to walk up the stairs, you're old enough to use that shovel.
Julian, Meatball Julian, who I ran into not too long ago.
Really? Good.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him in so long, and we got to hug on the street. And
Is he in Vienna?
for a short time, he was.
He moved to Italy, didn't he?
No, he in Germany.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but they've got a house in Mallorca or something like that. In any case, and he said when his first son got old enough, he goes, well, I figured, he can move around now. He can feed himself for the most part. My job's done. I think I can go on to the next one. Just let him go.
He'll fend for himself. Give him a bow and arrow.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that was very funny. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, and everybody in between, this is the Isbaz Between the Years Special. Normally, our show comes to you in 3 parts. We call them chapters. Now, here's the thing. Befores, that's what we would do. But since we're between the fours and not after, and when we're in between, we're not going to do that. We're just going to do something like this.
So, well done.
Thanks, man. You like that?
Yeah.
Yep, between the ears.
Wait, you making your drink for me now?
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah, motherfucker. I'll
so
drink it.
Sorry. How did I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I had too many things happening at the same time.
Yeah. I was watching you do it, and I thought he's talking
Well,
while
here,
he's making
look.
my drink.
Look,
No, that's not going to work either.
I'll drink this. I'll drink all this. And we'll start again. Okay. So, we're not into chapters, but we are on the chat.
You talk and I'll make my drink.
Okay, thanks. So that's the thing. If you are joining us for the first time, go ahead and say hi on the chat. We would love to say hello to you. Everybody who's here are super, super nice folks, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and if you're thinking about, us sharing glasses, we're both 3 times vaccinated and tested for the show.
That's right.
And if you think that's the closest I'm going to get to his germs today, you're mistaken, because he's already been here for an hour and a half, and you don't know what goes on when the camera's not on.
We thought, though, since we're not doing chapters today, we would put a little bit of structure into this crazy special. for which we have zero preparation done.
But that's not legal.
That's not completely true.
Zero preparation is firstly not completely true, and it's almost the same preparation as we put into any other show. So
I stand by my statement. In any case, I wanted to do a quick shout out.
This is the face of a former American president.
I wanted to. Why former? What about future?
A future. This is the face of a future American president.
My fellow Americans. Oh, damn it. Is this thing on?
Yes, Uncle Joe, it is on. Talking to the camera.
So, I wanted to do a quick shout out to Follower of Clay, who, and this is my tie-in to the Facebook ISBAZ HQ group. If you are not on the ISBAZ HQ group, please go on. There's all kinds of nice folks saying really nice and fun things to each other.
And posting
really fun stuff.
Shit, yeah.
And Follower of Clay did a really fun
video mashup.
Not uncreepy,
Yeah.
as some people have mentioned, because that laughter of Michael's was not uncreepy. And thank you so much for that. That was hilarious.
And he actually did more or less exactly what I was thinking one could do with that material. Because usually I throw away the material that ends up for that we use for that promo stuff. And this material, I was like, no, I'm going to hang on to this because maybe I can use some of this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gold in there, yeah. So
A lot of gold.
thanks, Follower of Clay.
Yes, thank you. So, yes, and you're quite welcome, Sugar Goose Faye, for the baby talk. Yeah.
Baby.
Babies.
Baby.
2021. We are coming to the end of it. Tomorrow is the last 24 hours of 2021. And we thought we'd look back a little bit.
Mm-hmm. In anger.
Look back in anger and look back in sadness. Because don't look back in anger. I heard you say. What was a highlight of 2021 for y'all? That's just one thing. Let's just throw that out there on the chat.
Put that in the chat.
What was your 2021? Yeah. What was a 2021
You can put it in
highlight?
5 if you had 5 highlights, you lucky person.
So I wanted to mention, Michael, your wall of calendars. I love very much. I think it's a really beautiful idea. And this year, I did a thankfulness calendar or a highlight calendar. I had a calendar that I got from the apotheke, my apothecary right across the street, and they gave me some free samples at the end of the year last year, and one of them was, I don't know, a cream. And I was
You
like,
must have spent a ton of money there.
Well, it's my place, so I go there, and I have it's the only place where I have a customer card because I can leave it there, and it's like in a little thing, and I just save my name and then go, oh, okay,
the
here
best. Yeah, I fucking hate those customer cards. You
Fucking
carry
hate
with you.
them. Fucking hate them. In any case, she gave me the cream, and I was like, oh, cool, I can totally use that. And she was like, oh, and here's some toothbrushes. And I was like, oh, cool, I can totally use that. And then she was like, and here's a Monde calendar.
Toothbrushes.
Whatever it was.
Really?
And she gives me this Monde calendar, and I'm like, oh,
like, when to get your hair cut
I
and
will
when to cut your
never
toenails.
use this, never, ever. And I brought it home, and she laughed, whatever. It was really funny. And then I bring it home, but then I realized, okay, there's a spot in the WC where I could hang it, and so we started writing down just like one highlight of that day, and like one thing that we really enjoyed on that day, and I haven't gone to look back at it all yet.
That's a very nice idea.
But just the act of doing it, and there was sometimes like in the miasma where there was just nothing on that day and I just wouldn't put anything. But it was really nice to just, even if it was Thursday, ISBAZ, to know, oh yeah, okay, I was there and I did that.
Yeah.
And that was a really fun thing to do on that day.
Yeah, I think there's something nice about doing that. And this is kind of what this calendar that Christina makes does as well, because when you go back over it, all of the things that are in the calendar are good things.
Yeah.
Which makes looking back just so much more enjoyable, right?
My friend's mom.
And you're often kind of like, I mean, I totally fucking hear you, Pavlov's dog. Like 2021 is like, you think about it, Jesus, it was a complete fucking pain in the ass. But if I think about it, there were actually some major cool things in 2021, right?
Absolutely.
But in general, it was a really shitty year.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And I would love to celebrate the fact that it was a shitty year, but I wanted to start with some highlights and sort of like hamburger the shit out of this.
Yeah.
Start with some highlights, talk about the shitty shit, and then, bring it back to some fun stuff. Like January.
I don't even remember January.
January of this year, I spent a lot of money to get a test, got into a car to go to Romania, got tested again, did a bunch of work with some incredibly, incredible performers, and then the project died.
Oh no. Because of COVID.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, a few months later.
Yeah.
But it was a cool thing to do in a low light year, and then the low lights came. And so I know that this constant hum of has been our constant companion in 2021. But there was some highlights. There was some nice stuff. I am like, here's a highlight that I had. Lichau in August.
Yeah.
Going out there, doing workshops.
Going to Hamburg and doing
Hamburg.
the shows there.
Hamburg was super fun.
A lot of fun, yeah. And a nice change of scenery as well during a fucking COVID year.
Yeah. Just real quick, Christina Lasmulik mentioning getting pregnant as her highlight, and her Herzensprojekt, Hysterical Sisters, which I just watched the other night. And it's wonderful. It's this really very cool art film and science, well, not science, but communication film in any case. Because there is some documentary, scientific
It's like an artsy
info.
documentary.
It's an
actually.
art. It's an art documentary, public service mishmash, and really gorgeous, really well done, I thought. And congratulations to everybody that worked on it.
There's
not
some
just Christina.
stunning visuals in that.
Absolutely.
Like those scenes in that old Zucker
Factory.
Factory, amazing. Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah. So Christina, if you would put that into the HQ, a link to that, feel free to do that. It's great. And if you don't, maybe we'll find a way to do that. What was another highlight? What was a highlight for you besides getting pregnant?
Well, that was like pretty much the highlight.
Yeah.
And like it put everything else in the shade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not even a highlight. Maybe it's just a medium light.
It's like that, and then there's Dan kommt lang nix.
All right, fuck it. Then what was a shitty thing that happened?
No, I don't want to talk about the shitty things.
Okay, good.
This year we did a road trip for the first time, an Italy road trip for the first time again in summer this year.
You and Christina, yeah.
Yeah, and we saw some amazing places. This Greek settlement in the south of Italy called Paestum.
Tell me one thing. When was Paestum in its heyday?
150 after Christ.
You just got factoided. You're welcome.
And then, so it's incredible, right? Because like in the south of Italy, there's this settlement that has all these Greek this Greek architecture,
Right.
this ancient Greek architecture, like
Right.
Parthenon, and
Right.
and it's that size. It's
Right.
huge, fucking massive
Right.
stuff.
Right.
And they didn't know this until somewhere in the 19th century, because most of the buildings had been reworked. So they covered up all of the columns and made kind of walls out of it, and it just looked like they were standard, Italianate structures, basilicas, churches, stuff like that. And then they realized that, oh no, these are all covered up columns. They took it all down, and they found out, oh, this is a Greek settlement from the it was
Second century.
like second century AD. Probably started sometime BC, but maybe 100 BC. And then the Romans took over, because they were coming out at around that time, and then they renamed it. It was a Roman city for a long time, and then sometime in the Middle Ages, or somewhere beginning of the Middle Ages, they reworked the architecture, and nobody knew anymore that it was originally a Greek settlement.
Yeah.
And that was really impressive. It was incredible how huge these structures, these huge buildings, huge.
That's awesome.
Really, really fucking nuts.
Yeah. Very cool.
And we went to Pompeii, or actually Herculaneum,
Yeah.
which was one of the suburbs of Pompeii.
That's a huge highlight.
Which was great.
It's an amazing highlight to be able to have done that.
Yeah.
During the pandemic. Mm-hmm. I love it.
It was weird because it's an outdoor museum, but we still had to wear masks.
Yeah.
And it was 42 degrees in the shade. But hey, yeah, fucking Herculaneum is amazing, because there was not a lot less destruction than there was in Pompeii, so you can actually see the streets. You can walk down these streets. There's the cobblestones that were there when the city got covered with ashes. It's really impressive, very impressive. And it's 5 floors down, so you can actually go down as well. It's nuts. Nuts. Oh, there are skeletons that you can see.
I love that about Italy. Everywhere you go, there's some glass floor with a bunch of skeletons under the floor, and you walk over them to get to your seat in the theater, or you walk over them to get to your seat in the restaurant, or you walk over them to get to your seat in the bus. They're fucking bones in the floors of everything in Italy.
It's crazy. And these are the people that got covered with ashes while they were trying to escape by boat.
Yeah.
And so they're down at the beach.
Oh, crazy.
The original beach, which is now like 500 meters inland, right?
Yeah.
Incredible. Really incredible.
I'm going to hit up Zuckergussfee here, who did their first online workshop of their life and learned to structure their days according to biorhythm. I'm really interested in this. So when I was younger, in my 20s, when I was late teens, early 20s, I went off on my own and started to do things. And one of my first projects that I ever did, I got together with this dude, and we got this space, and we decided to renovate it into a theater and do a production in it. And I didn't have a lot of money, and I put all the money that I had into this project. And while I was doing this, because I had nothing else, I had no other responsibilities, I would just sleep when I was tired. So I did this weird thing where I would work for 8 hours and then go to sleep, and I'd wake up
for 60 hours and then go to sleep for 13.
Exactly. Yeah, but or I'd sleep for 20 minutes and then get up, and I only slept when I was tired. And it was super, super interesting. And a very interesting way to live, and it really opened my eyes to a lot of differences. And I think that was one of the things that started me on my my eating projects and my way of living projects. But one of the things that happened, which is kind of gross, but I'd love to tell this story. So while I'm doing this, I'm working on this project. I had no money, and for about a week, all I had to eat was a tin can. It was like one of those big round tin cans with a plastic top, and it was filled with instant mashed potato flakes. Just add water, instant mashed potato flakes. And I had that and some like basil and garlic powder. And that's all I ate for about a week, you know, like waiting long enough to be able to go down to the grocery store, which was at the tank, you know, at the gas station, at the filling station, to use my mom's mobile card for like $20, so she wouldn't notice that I was borrowing some money from her on the mobile card. And I eat this stuff for a week.
Potatoes are supposed to be pretty good for your digestion, actually.
Well, this is where the story gets gross, and so I just like to put a warning out there for anybody that gets squeamish about.
This is a trigger warning.
This is your trigger
We
warning.
need a trigger warning button.
Oh, trigger warning. So
trigger or a gross warning.
Here's the gross warning. So after about a week of eating these mashed potatoes and pounding nails and stuff, and putting sheetrock up and finding chairs and learning the play and building the set, I go to the bathroom in one of the 2 bathrooms that we'd finished renovating, and my poop was pure white and smelled like Italian food because it was just made of powdered mashed potato flakes, garlic powder, and basil or whatever the shit I had.
It shouldn't be white. There was something going on there because it shouldn't be white.
It was.
Even if it goes in white, it has to come out brown or green.
The bile,
green
the
counts
bile did not work on my poop at this point. It was pure white and smelled like Italian food.
Yes, weird.
It was
That's
the
weird.
weirdest.
It's like almost
ever thing.
Maybe it wasn't actually. Maybe it was fake potato flakes, and it was undigestible. That's why it came out. So all you were actually living off was the garlic flakes, not the potatoes. It was plastic potatoes and garlic flakes.
Yeah, it was not a highlight.
Yeah, a culinary highlight of your life.
It was not a highlight of my life. I mean, when I was younger and people would talk about paying your dues, I realized while that was happening, these are my dues. These are my dues. Yeah. I remember staying in the space one night and bringing this guy home with me I had gone dancing that night at the club and brought this guy back, and I had met him a couple of times. I was playing in a band at the time, and I'd met him a couple of times, and he just didn't have a place to stay. So I brought him back to the place, and he was a brilliant guitar player. And I remember hanging out with him all night long, like just practice, learning riffs and stuff. And it was like, oh, that's how they play. Ah, okay. Such a cool time. I hadn't thought about that in years. Anyway, there you go.
When I was a student,
yeah,
and I was low on cash, I would feed myself like this. I'd buy a can of tinned tomatoes and a can of tuna, and I'd throw them together, mix them up in a little plastic dish, and I'd freeze that plastic dish. And then I'd cut that into 4 bits, and then I'd boil up noodles and add a cube of frozen tomatoes and tuna to the noodles, and that was my diet for like maybe 6 months or something like that, right?
There was a time where McDonald's went on a 50s, it's like going back to the 50s kind of a thing, and they were selling cheeseburgers for 5 cents or 10 cents, whatever it was, and we went and returned a bunch of bottles and bought 25 cheeseburgers.
It's like 2 weeks of cheeseburgers,
seriously,
in the fridge and microwave them.
And we stuck them in the freezer, but we didn't have a microwave. We had to leave and go to the 7-Eleven on the corner. And we'd go to the 7-Eleven late at night, and we'd take our own frozen burgers and throw it in their microwave. And
brilliant. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You need to be. Yeah. You need to find solutions to your problems. Be
Tsuka Faye got her homepage done, or their homepage done rather.
You should go and post that on Isbaz HQ. Go and join Isbaz HQ on Facebook and post it there.
And we'll check out your homepage. That's
Nice.
awesome. That's a lot of hard work. It's good on you.
So, actually, on the subject of homepages,
Yes.
you and I have done a couple of homepages, and we don't like so much that old homepage.
Yeah, we need to modernize our English lovers homepage. Is what you're saying?
But it's got a lot easier. I mean, it's still a pain in the ass, but it's got a lot easier to make a homepage these days with things like Squarespace and Wix. I think Wix is a terrible name.
Wix is terrible, and it's
I
also
don't think it's terrible. I think Christina's just done one on Wix, and it kind of works the same way as Squarespace. I just think it's a terrible name for a company.
Wix,
especially if you're operating in the German-speaking world.
Moko in the house. Hello, Moko. Darlene Page. So this is the second time that this weird thing has come up. I think they're a bot of some sort. Our first bot. Hey, that's pretty good.
We're getting hacked by a bot.
We're getting raided by bots.
It was up here. Where was it?
Amy Stokes. Yeah.
Amy Stokes is that even a real name? Darlene Page. So Darlene Page, if you're a real person, post an emoji.
Yeah.
Post an emoji that has something to do with what we've been talking about.
And if you're not a real person, can we pretend that you're a 1960s soul singer? Darlene Page. This is our hit, Darlene Page's new hit, coming at you from 1967. It's Baby Come Back. Squarespace is great, yes.
Yeah.
And somebody said
I was quite happy too.
Waving to Verena is a high point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a nice
Every
one.
week, except for the weeks that we don't wave to Verena because
although there was a week,
here.
there was a week in the Christmas show. Didn't we talk? I think we made Verena a character.
That's right.
We made Verena a character.
There was something in there.
She was an aunt that visited us, and she and her ex-boyfriend had written a story. Moku's around eating and slurping, but had to pop in and say hello. Well, thank you so much for saying hello, Moko, and your Christmas tree ornament is awesome.
That is so cool.
So cool.
I'm thinking we need to do. It should be about something Christmas tree ornaments, like dedicated Christmas tree ornaments.
We can totally get like Christmas tree balls that has a Christmas tree, like there'll be two of them, and
there'll be two of them, and they won't hang at the same level,
and they won't be the same size,
slightly bigger than the other.
Yeah. And they'll both be.
It won't be the same color either. Like one will be a little bit lighter than the other one. And they'll be. Oh God, this can go on forever. We can put them in the same. Forget it. Yes, good. It should be about something. Jimdo. Yes. Pain in the ass, but at least look better than afterwards. Well, okay. Jimdo, right?
That's another one of those.
Verena saw the story that we did about her.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, Jimdo is like Wix or Squarespace.
Wix,
yeah. Philly Girls was able to do a bit of traveling to do eyes on wellness check on friends and family in Maine and Pennsylvania. So cross country. Yeah, so many great highlights there. Balls. Balls. Nicholas Neuhold, you son of a bitch. I love it. Check it out. Nicholas Neuhold, happier new year to you, gentleman.
Cheers.
Cheers. For those who don't know, Nicholas Neuhold, producer and co-director of the English Lovers movie Another One Opens. Oh, more drink. Let's do a slurpers.
Slurping.
Pardon me. So, I think we can say safely that 2021 was kind of a shitty year. There was a lot of lowlights. There were some wonderful highlights. There were some mid-tones. And
a lot of gray tones.
A lot of gray tones. But it's over.
Yeah, it is.
So screw it.
We'll move on.
Let's move on.
Yeah, totally.
In fact, let's move on like this. Between the ears.
Spezial.
So in this portion of the program, we'd like to talk about the idea of between the years, or as the Germans say, zwischen den Jahren. I have always, when I first encountered that phrase, it was a German thing. Austrians didn't really say it. It was Germans that I learned it from.
It's definitely German.
And I found it so incredibly poetic. And I love the idea that they had a phrase for this time, which I had already recognized in the German-speaking world, which doesn't really exist, or at least it didn't exist for me in the English-speaking world. But this closely guardedness of these few days, I think, is just really wonderful. I'm a big fan of things we share culturally that are unspoken. The osmosis things you have to learn about a society. Like in Austria, you generally have to refuse something twice before you accept it. It's a sort of an unspoken rule. You know this. Like, would you like some cookies?
Yeah.
Oh, no, thank you. Oh, please, have some cookies.
Yeah,
I
thank you.
really couldn't.
No,
please.
No, I refuse to.
And but you know about what I'm talking about.
Maybe I've heard tell of this, but no, I don't. And
Thanks for the support on that one, Michael. In any case, what I'm talking about is a real thing that Michael ignores because he just wants cookies.
I think yes. No, I will not say no to anything that I want to have. It's like my mother-in-law is like this.
Yeah.
And Christina and her play this game. Like my mother-in-law will say, "So would you guys like this?" And Christina's like, "No." I'm just like, "Yeah, bring it on." Would you like more food? Yeah, I'll have more. Would you like another drink? Yeah. And Christina's like, "No, don't stop it. Don't stop." And I'm like, "No, I like these things. I like the attention. I like the food. I like the drink. I like it all. Do you guys want to go to a restaurant?
Yes. I want
You want to go for all? Yeah.
Yes.
I want it all. I want it. Yes.
I hear you.
People offer me things. I'm going to go. Yes.
I love it.
Maybe it's also people I like.
Yes.
Who like hanging out with. It's like you want some more food?
Yeah. I hear you. I think it's great, and I love it. Does not detract from my story.
No, because Christina and her mom play that game.
Yes, which is part of the culture of the German-speaking world. And I love things like that. And I equate something like that to this whole idea of zwischen den Jahren.
I think also that it's particularly prevalent maybe in Germany and in Europe because people get a lot more holiday. They get a lot more time off.
Yeah.
So there is actually that time that can be spent doing nothing between Christmas and New Year's. Like I think in the US and possibly, like I don't remember that in South Africa either, really being a time where I didn't have to work again in that week.
Yeah.
Right? It would be like Christmas and then there'd be another 5 days of plodding.
Yeah. And I'm sure that there are
3.
There are circles within which this idea does not exist. That
Totally.
you get those 2 days off and you go back to work. It's just work. I mean, we live in this weird bubble of life that never really, our cycles never really changed after school. We generally have summers off. If we want to have a summer job, we can. But school starts again in September as the theater season starts again in September.
The difference is I work later, but I don't get up as early, and that kind of suits my biorhythms.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's the only difference in school. To school.
Totally not in tune with my biorhythms, man.
Yeah. And I think that's a big reason why I stayed in
school
profession that I did. No, because I can sort of devise my life the way I want it for the most part.
Max Reinhardt said that actors kind of what is it? Ein Stückchen ihrer Kindheit bewahrt. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's true in more than one aspect.
Well, like Jules, I was talking to Julian Simpson, the wonderful writer and director, about this, and he said part of the reason that he stuck with it was because he had such an aversion to traffic. Because when he started to make money for his first movie, to bankroll, he was working, I don't know, something stupid, smart and where you make money. But he was like, I could not stand the traffic. I could not stand the commute. I did not want to have to be under people for all this time. So I tried to find something where I could control when I could have to go to the meeting.
Right.
And he said, and that's why something I always admired about you, Jim, was that you just found a way to be able to live your life where you went from bed to the sofa and still could pay for your life. And I was like, that's living the dream, man, living the dream.
Yeah. 2 books read. Wow.
0 hearts broken, 2 weeks on Cyprus.
Yeah.
1 police dog that made me scream to death. Interesting.
Okay.
That sounds like a good story.
I think you're a lot younger than both of us. 2 books read is probably good for 2021. But dang, can you remember, like, before Netflix and the internet and all that shit, how many books would you read a year?
Oh, yeah. My reading has gone way down. My reading has gone down.
Like, I think I'm kind of pushing 2 books a year.
Which is why
at this point as well.
I think Tsukubu's
Which is great, actually, for where we are in the development of our society. 2 books a year is, yeah.
0 hearts broken, is that the highlight?
Yeah, I think it's a highlight.
You held on to 2 hearts and you didn't break either of them? Good job.
2 books read, 0 hearts broken. So she didn't break any and she didn't break either. 0 hearts broken, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No.
2 weeks on
So
Cyprus.
0 hearts
1
broken.
police dog that made...
Yeah, 2 weeks on Cyprus. Cyprus. I've never been to Cyprus. Have you been to Cyprus?
Never been to Cyprus.
Is Cyprus still divided in 2? Half of it belongs to Greece, the other half belongs to Turkey?
I believe that to be true.
So, yeah.
So, this time between the 25th and the 31st, or the 1st, when I was young, this was also part of, all of Christmas and that whole space of time was out of time and out of itself. And I'm not sure why, and maybe because this feeling I have had for most of 2021, there's been a lot of the same feeling from between the years of, I know you might want something from me, but we're coming up on a lockdown. We might be in a lockdown.
You know what it is?
Do we want to do this?
It's depression. I think for a lot of 2021, I've actually been depressed. I've felt lethargic, and I felt negative about a lot of things a lot of the time. And I think it's just creeping depression.
Yeah.
So maybe recognizing that is the case is probably a good thing. But it's difficult doing something about it because we're so controlled by what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like you can't make a conscious decision. Like if you were depressed before the pandemic, right? You could decide, okay, I'm going to change my circle of friends, or I'm going to get a new job, or I'm going to start working out, or I'm going to do these things, right? But this pandemic shit has so much reach on every aspect of our life. It's difficult to get out of it. It's like difficult to find a space that is not controlled somehow by that pandemic.
Yeah.
So dealing with the depression that I think we all have, I think we're all depressed by the situation that we're in. I think it becomes really difficult because there's nowhere that you can go and get away from it.
Except for right here, It Should Be About Something. And I kind of said that as a joke, but I really mean it.
Yeah, well, we started doing this as an escape, as a thing to do on Wednesday evenings.
As a thing that was not because of the pandemic, but inspired or came out of the pandemic. And I was thinking one of the only ways I know of when I'm in those states is to get in touch with people, is to make contact. And in that first flush of things that happened online in 2020, that really was what it was all about. And then we hit the wall of our technology and how hard it was, even though it's the great communicator, how difficult it was. But the fact that, there would be a Zoom call with a group of people semi-regularly made such a difference.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
so finding connection, I think, is always, for me, finding connection to somebody, having the conversation, helping somebody is for me always a way of jump-starting my way out of that.
Yeah.
And so coming to ISBAZ every week makes me feel like that. And knowing
totally
that Moko and Verena
Yeah, like
and
the crew's going to be here.
The crew's
right?
going
It's
to
cool.
be here.
So
Pablo
actually, on the
Coelho's
subject
here.
of books, Zuckerguss Fair, the book you liked most of the two that you read, post that in ISBAZ HQ or post it here.
Yeah.
And Pavlov, if you've only read 20 this year, post like your 3 highlights.
Nice.
Yeah, let's start an ISBAZ book club.
Yeah.
Right? Let's talk about another ISBAZ club of some sort we're going to start and then not get round to.
Well, I started the Spotify list, but I didn't get any posts of songs, so I haven't been able to get any further on that. I'm just going to start it and put a link in there.
I think we need to do more of this stuff on the ISBAZ HQ because it's easier to collect stuff there.
You would think so.
You would think so.
Well, let's all get there and do that then. In the meantime, it's time to have a word to our sponsors.
That's where it was before.
Totally missed the whole commercial.
You know what I wanted to look up was
What?
how to sort out the discrepancy between the vocal and the video. So you guys out there in ISBAZ land, is our sound synced with the video? And if not, let us know.
Yeah. And a big shout out to Philly Girl 1000. Thank you very much for the Christmas present. That was really nice for hitting the PayPal. We need to get our stickers out to people. So if you haven't gotten your stickers yet, send us your address. If you haven't sent your address, if you have sent your address and you still haven't gotten your stickers,
No, I think everybody who sent their address has got their stickers.
okay, good. And if you want to get some stickers, throw something in our PayPal and give us your address, and we're going to send you some stickers. It'll be fun.
Synced. Cool. So the book I liked more was The Bond. Die Wissenschaftler der Verbundenheit. Okay. Interesting.
The Bond. I'm Bond.
Cool.
The Bond.
I watched the new Bond.
Did you know?
On Amazon.
Ah, on the little screen.
On the little screen, because the big screen was so far out of reach that I was like, yeah, well, what the fuck? I want to see
And what
it.
happened? Was it fun?
Yeah, it was kind of okay.
Yeah. This is what I've heard.
It was all right.
I heard
No,
as soon as Ana
what
de
I don't know-
Armas
what I
comes onto the
don't-
screen,
I mean, it's-
everyone loves it. And then
As soon as what?
as soon as Ana de Armas' character comes onto the screen, everyone's like, that's the movie I want to see. Let's follow her.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, she is very cute. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but also
She
that's
just
like a really
rocked the
exciting-
shit out of that dress.
Well, yeah.
But this is something that has interested me for years. This is a huge production. They've had money for generations, for decades.
Yes.
They can get anybody they want to play James Bond. They can get anybody they want to be in James Bond, play the bad guys. They can have any band or artist to do the music. The bands and artists want to do the music. It's like they don't have to go and ask anybody. People want to be in this production.
Right.
Why does the Bourne Identity 1 and 2 kick the shit out of every Bond movie ever made? Why does those two movies, why do they succeed in better story, better action, more believable characters? The whole 9 yards of those two is just so much better than any James Bond ever.
Okay, I think that's some tough talk. I mean, Casino Royale is an amazing Bond movie.
You mean the new one with
yes.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the best ever. And I also got to say that I really have a soft spot for Daniel Craig. He's my favorite Bond. But why the hell can't they write proper Bond stories? Why can't they write stories that actually have some grit to them?
Right.
Why are the stories so
I think that's
why are
the problem.
stories so weak?
For me, the problem is they're trying to give them grit.
Yeah.
Rather than just letting it be what it wants to be, which is, I want to see shit blow up. I want to have a super suave dude. I don't need Home Alone in the Scottish Highlands.
Jesus,
I don't need...
What the fuck were they thinking? It's like half of the movie was Home Alone in the Scottish Highlands. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm not sure how we got onto this.
The best thing about that Bond movie was Billie Eilish's Bond song, which is one of the best Bond songs of all time.
Love it. All right. High praise from Uncle Mike.
Johnny Marr plays guitar on that song. Did you know that?
On the Billie Eilish song? Dang.
Yeah.
Not bad. Between the years. Spezial. So this is sort of the last bit of this, and it seems to be that everyone thinks that 2021 kind of sucked, which is fine. We survived it. I think that's an important thing.
Yeah.
We might not be the better for it, but it didn't get us. And to those that it did, goodbye and thank you. But as is our lot in life, we move forward. Time marches on. And so, 2022 coming at you. What do you think? What are you feeling like?
No, scroll up, we loved it.
What?
He's
What is
like,
he talking
no,
about?
scroll up, we loved it. It was a great year.
Oh. Right.
2022. So what's your first thing in 2022 that you're going to do?
Okay, so here's my problem. I have become incredibly allergic to the future. I don't like talking about the future. I don't like it when people talk to me about their plans for the future. When people say, I'm going to, or what about this or then, I will only really enter the conversation if we actually have a calendar in front of us. You can tell me about your plans, and I will be attentive and ask pertinent questions, but I won't care because I'm super allergic to them. All these conversations about the future.
And why is this? Is it because so much planning in the past 2 years has just turned out to be a waste of time?
I think so. I'm not exactly sure. I just have recognized that I get the same reaction as to when back in the 2010s, when every conversation at a party was about your handy vertrag, was about how many minutes do you have? How many SMSs a month? You know, in my packet,
right.
I have got, because the future has become this abstract thing that is incredibly specific and yet nebulous at the same time. And so I don't like spending time in it. I don't like listening to you talk about it.
Right. Okay. Because so much of it is contingent on us no longer being in this fucked up situation, and it's not looking really good for us getting out of this at the moment. So
that's right.
It's kind of difficult to talk about. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You don't know actually.
When the SVS here in Austria decided to give money to people again as support starting in October of this year, and they said that they were going to do it until March of 2022. I thought, yeah, that makes sense because we're going to be fucking locked down until March of 2022 at least. So I don't care about your plans. I don't care.
This is depression. This is depression talking, actually.
Okay, hold on, time out. I don't believe it's depression in that sense. I have always been a more now person. As I've gotten older, I've become more of a Vergangenheits person. I will deal with the future. And like I said, if I can sit there with...
This is not true at all. Like, I would never have put you in that box. Like, I've known you for
all right,
over
maybe
20 years.
I'm sure we're talking about two different things right now. Because, okay, what are you talking about?
Because you've always been somebody who wants to talk about things that they're going to be doing and projects that are coming up and what other people's projects. This is actually a totally new aspect.
Okay.
That
then I
don't want to talk about, but I can understand where it's coming from.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Totally. Now I understand what you're saying.
Get you.
But I think I've been much more of a now person in my work, and when I'm at a party, I am at that party, and I'm not much of a FOMO kind of person, right? I'm usually like pretty happy about where I am and what's going on. However, that being said, I will deal with the future, and I want to know about the future. I'll listen. No, I don't want to know about it, but I will make the plan. I'll put that stone out there. I'll throw that rope out there, and then just let that line lay. Maybe it's like fishing.
You don't want to talk about the hopes too much.
No. I'm just gonna, throw the line out there to the specific time in the calendar, and then stick it in my little holder, and then drink a beer. And that's about as much.
You're not going to say it's going to be. I'm going to catch a pike. I'm going to catch a carp.
No,
I'm actually going to catch a fish because you might catch a boot.
We're going to go fishing. That's where we're fishing, But and then I'll let it go and then not deal with it.
Catch a bicycle.
That all said, 2022. I am looking forward to it because we have no other choice. It's going to be coming anyway. Yeah, that sounds more sad or defensive than it should be. Then I mean it.
I don't care.
Okay.
But it sounds fine to me from where we are.
Yeah.
It sounds like a normal reaction to This is a depressing situation to be in. It is. It is just a fucking depressing situation to be in. So I think it's kind of normal to be. It's to be expected to be despondent about where this is going.
Yeah.
Oh, and yes, thank you, follower of Clay. Today I decided that from now on I'm going to be referring to him as Junior because he's younger than I am.
When I was young, like quite a small boy, and my grandfather, my dad's dad, was still alive. He would take me on his rounds when we would go to visit. And his rounds consisted of us always going around to different places, visiting his buddies at the shoe shop or down at the coffee shop or at the golf place or at the Navy Yard, wherever we would go. And we would always go to this one shoe shop, and his buddy, Robbie Ricker, was the shoe guy. And Robbie Ricker would let me sniff the glue. But then the two of them would always go over to the coffee shop, and they would talk to the lady behind the counter and get him the coffee. And my grandfather would always say, "Oh, my uncle's gonna pay for this," and walk away with his coffee and let Robbie Ricker pay for the coffee. And it always made me laugh. And they would laugh, and the lady would laugh. And I always found it funny. It was like, he's old, and he's old, but he says that. Yes, I've told this story before.
I wasn't going to say it.
I've told this story before, and I love this story. And so, yeah, but I don't think it's going to work. Michael can call me Junior as much as he wants. It's not going to work. I loved it when Kathy and Frank one time, the lady at the car rental place was like, "Well, your son will be fine with the car, won't he?" To Kathy and Frank about me. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, those are. I think that is actually a chapter topic. People being mistaken for someone, or knowing of people who've been mistaken for something.
Oh yeah. I've got some of those stories.
I've got a little collection of stories about that.
In any case, 2022 I think will be awesome. And what I mean is it's going to be coming. And we just need to keep connecting. And we just need to keep talking to each other. And we just need to keep, making sure that we stay on our feet and doing the stuff. Because there's going to be some babies coming in 2022. That's going to be a highlight.
There's going to be some playlists coming in 2022. There's going to be some book reading lists coming in 2022. We're going to get some Christmas balls going.
We're going to get so many balls going. We're going to get balls all up in here, baby. We're going to be so many balls. Jim, snap out of it. Go do something new out there. Fuck that. I'm not doing anything new. I don't want to do anything.
Same old shit.
No, speaking of something new, it's not quite new, but it's a thing we've been doing for a while. This whole Socks Talk Politics thing that Michael and I will put a link to the new episode of that. It's a rap episode.
Totally.
And it fucking slaps.
It is.
It totally slaps.
I really like it. And I like the new, have you seen the new episode with the Deputy Chief of the European Commission?
The one that came out before that
The
one?
one with the democracy quiz.
Yes.
That's pretty funny as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. No, it's the Napoleon. Same thing. John F. Kennedy. Same thing. Super funny.
Yeah.
I'm really psyched about where that project's going.
Me too. And it's been super successful, and a lot of people are checking it out. It's got way more views than we have ever got ever. I don't know how they do it.
It's a scripted show. They're not making it up on the spot. And it's got puppets. It's got puppets in it. You can't be... It's like having pets. If we had live pets in the show, we'd have like 1 million views.
I think we're going to have to do a puppet special.
Yes. No, I'm totally into this.
Okay.
We're going to get some sock puppets. We're going to do a whole Isbaz show as sock puppets.
All right. You heard it here first. That's another thing in 2022. We're going to keep doing Isbaz. We don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care that a bunch of socks blew us out of the water from the get-go.
Fuck it.
All we care about is that you guys keep showing up and that you keep doing the do.
We've got a nice little community going here, and I like going down to the community centre.
I got slurps.
Going down to the community centre for a slurp.
I got a message from Michael, saying, make sure you get tested and blah, 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 blah. And it's not often, but you could feel his excitement in the text. I could anyway, and he's gonna play it all cool now. But he was excited to come today. You were excited to be here today. Yeah. I don't know. I just love it, and I just like hanging out and doing the thing and making it work.
So we can think.
Do we have different character socks?
This is
I want to be a sock.
Clay. This is becoming more than we can deal with right now. But yes, there's things we can do here. It's like we can have a follower of Clay Sock that comes in and factoids us about something.
We can do let's do an Isbaz HQ thing. We can do like a sock. I got an idea. We're going to do a sock a competition. We're going to have a prize. Yeah, it's
cool.
Gonna be awesome.
Are we going to wrap this up?
I think we ought to.
Yeah, it's 21:45. People, we are 2 hours and 15 minutes away from the last day of this year.
Holy crap!
So,
and
may the slurps be with you.
That's Michael.
Yeah, and that's Jim. Slurp it.
Slurp it.
Have a good time tomorrow.
Let's slurp it.
We'll see you on the other side of this.
Of course we will.
Yeah.
Next week?
Next week.
Are we going to be back next week?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back next week.
Whatever the date is, I don't know the date yet. I'm going to have to check my new calendar.
Yeah, you got a new calendar. Well, Just remember. Do you know what our text is at the end?
No. No matter what it was about or something like that, no matter what the topic or what it was about, you can always hug it out.
You can always hug it out.
Yeah, I've had too much to drink.
Yeah.
I need to go home now. I'm going to call a cab.
Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. And if you can, take care of somebody else.
Enjoy the party tomorrow. And if you're not partying tomorrow, then
enjoy that too.
Time and just
Do
say goodbye
you.
to this year. Do you.
Let it go.
And, we'll see you on the other side.
Best is bad ever, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Group hug? Group hug.
Well, we're going to have a group hug, yeah. I think this has been the best is Baz of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
The best.
You better be the best ball on Thor's.
Better.
Muchacho. Been drinking.
Muchacho's been slurping. Love it. Yes, we're going to do a sock casting. We're going to do a sock character competition. And who knows, maybe it'll all happen. Verena, wave to the screen.
At the screen.
Everybody wave to Verena.
Are we going to call it?
We're going to call it.
Definitely best is Baz ever. Where's the button? Where is it? There we go. Okay. Good.
We're at home.
Yeah.
That's the button. We're going to hug it out. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, guys. See you next year.
Post-credit thingy. Michael had to go to the bathroom, but now he just came back out. Oh my God!
I'm still here. I'm back. I'm back. Is my mic on? Yes, I'm here. The post-credit thingy. Is there anybody out there?
No, there's nobody out there.
anymore.
But they're all gonna post their socks.